Lauren for leading the Give economy and spending so much time making GitHub issues and running all of that stuff, as well as making incredible tweets for Giveth every week and all of the things that Lauren is always doing. I also want to praise Rochelle for making sure payments go out and bugging me incessantly about, hey, why haven't you paid those people? Thank you so much, Rochelle, for never stopping. And I want to praise Jesus and Pavle and Edu and Sam and Gabby and Fabri for all the help on the smart contract side of the Give economy. And I'll pass it to Marco.
Thank you, Griff. All right, so this time I prepared for the praises. I praise Ramin for coding the pixel perfect Giveth.io website. It's awesome. It's really great. Mo for designing the mobile version and taking care of the components. Lauren for supporting the Give economy design efforts. Really appreciated that. Monique for being passionate and caring a lot for the UX and how people will interact with Giveth. And this whole my account and wallet thing that we're working on right now. Donna also for helping with wallet and account and user flows and diagrams. I want to praise Matteo for getting back to us after vacation and researching about user authentication. I want to praise Mitch for taking actually time off. I want to praise Billy for occasionally throwing some excellent ideas on how we can ramp up Giveth. And I also praise Griff for taking care of our tokenomics and making and writing proposals on the forum. That's it for me right now. I'll pass it over to Lauren.
Yes, great, awesome. I'm gonna praise everybody. I want to praise Amin, Mohammed, and Cherif for working on the epic for the Give economy and getting all the numbers ready for the new test deployment. I want to praise Amin, Jesus, Pablo, Edu, and Griff for supporting and on the Giveth smart contracts and making sure everything's working well. I want to praise Monique for managing Giveth.io development with such finesse. I want to praise Mitch for finishing the community project spotlight and submitting it before his vacation. I want to praise Ashley for supporting our community and everyone who comes into the Discord with issues. I want to praise Chair for communicating and supporting in the Rainbow Rules Giveth collaboration comms. I want to praise Griff for repping Giveth in the Twitter spaces. I want to praise Marco for finishing out the Give Drop designs for onboarding a new designer and for great communication and other suggestions. I want to praise Kai for jumping back into the governance call and community calls and just coming around more often. I want to praise Willie for feedback on the Give Drop video, Gray Machine for hacking on the Give Drop video draft, and also Griff for feedback on the Give Drop video. And I want to praise Ramin, Matteo, Carlos for holding down Giveth.io development, and Gabby and Fabri for communicating Garden's developments and supporting in the build of the delegation UI. And I'll pass it to Matteo.
Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, happy Tuesday. I'm gonna improvise. I didn't prepare myself. I want to praise Mitch for coming over to Colombia and meet me. He came over with a shirt saying GURPS like this big, incredible. So I gotta praise him for that. I want to praise Ramin, a really special praise because the work that he has done on the new repository using TypeScript is incredible. I just got working with him, and I can't believe how amazing the new app is going to feel like, and that's because of him. I want to praise Willie for helping me get in touch with the Transact dev team. I was having trouble with that. I want to praise the whole dev team for working hard to get the launch ready. And I want to praise Monique for taking vacation. He really deserves it. And I'm going to pass it to Hannah.
Hello. Jumping into praise, I want to praise Donna for reaching out and learning more about the multi-sigs. Praise Kai for being around and still staying involved. Praise Lauren for Give economy work. Praise Matteo and Carlos for their endless dev work. Praise Monique, Ramina, and Marco for their work with the Giveth design and development there. And then also praise Willie for his work with Gemini. And let's see. I will pass it to Frischel.
Hi everyone, happy Thursday. I'd like to praise Griff for being so awesome and understanding during my week off last week and for responding to my notifications. I want to praise Ashley for being a great buddy, and I want to praise Marco for meeting with me to discuss project roadmaps, roles needed, and issues and concerns. And I'll pass it to Donna.
Well, I'm a little bit unprepared on the praise, but I'm going to praise everyone. But just forgive me if I don't mention you. I want to praise Carlos, Mateo, Ramin, Monique, Amin, and all the development jobs that they're doing. I want to praise also Mohammad Ranjbar, Mo Saidi on the design side, Rodri on the design side. I want to praise Griff for all the guidance and for all the guidance. And support. And I want to praise Lauren for all the incredible work in comms and in the forum posts and governance and managing the meetings and give economy. And I want to praise Cherik as well, implementing the front of Give Economy. I want to praise Willie, Mitch, and for all the great work that they're doing. And I want to pass it on to Willie.
Thanks, Donna. GM, everybody. I'm just waking up. And yeah, I'm going to do blanket praise today, just praising each and every one of you guys for the development work, the design work, the coordination work, the communications work, the governance work, everything to make Giveth Dap awesome and to get this economy live. And also, yeah, praise Josh for joining us today and telling us about DeSci Hub. Josh, have you gone yet? If not, I'll pass to you.
Hey, yeah, thank you. Hey guys, so I have just met you all for the first time, so I will maybe praise you all for such lovely praise because I've never seen that before, and that was really nice. So thank you very much for inviting me on, and thank you very much for inviting us to be part of Giveth as on the platform. I'm looking forward to the second half of this call when we can talk a bit more about what DeSci World is, but I'm also going to listen into what you guys are speaking about for the moment.
Sure, and I can pass it for you. I think Ramin still needs to go.
Hi everyone. I wanna praise all the development team, Mohammed, Amin, Cherik, Monique, Matteo, and Carlos for their great development work because I know they have been really busy these days because we are near launch. And also I wanna praise all the design team because of a really beautiful and well designed our new design. Marco Mosaidi, praise Marco Mosaidi and Rodri Castillo. Thank you. Who should I pass to? Who's left?
I believe Carlos needs to go and Cherik as well. Carlos, you want to start?
Yeah, sure. I'd like to praise Mateo, Mitch, and me because we met in Medellin and it was really fun. I'd like to praise, the dev team, Mohammed, Ramin, Cherik, Amin, for their amazing dev work. I'd like to praise Donna for testing a lot of our features and, coming up with bugs and all that we have to fix. I'd like to praise Monique for leading the meetings always and taking time off. I'd like to praise Griff, Lauren, and Ashley for keeping up with the Giving Blocks implementation. That's something that I have in my queue of work, and I'll keep working on that this weekend. And I'd like to praise Markup for the new designs. Really cool. And yeah, that's it for me with the praise. I'll pass it back to who?
I think Cherry.
Cherry.
Yeah, I think. Hey guys, good morning. I wanna praise all the dev team, Ramin, Amin, Matteo, Carlos, Mohammed, for their incredible work in the technical side. I like to praise our design team, Marco, Mosaidi, and I think Rodri, for their incredible job and pretty designs. They are really good and perfect to implement. I'm gonna praise Dana for her test and help us to find our bugs. I'm gonna praise Griff, Laura, and Ashley for their guides us in the blockchains and this economy. Yeah, that's my praises. I'm gonna pass back it to Griff.
Yeah, and I think I caught everyone. I wasn't actually keeping track. Did I miss anyone? Okay, cool. Sweet. So then let's start community call number 89. Welcome to the party. I'm the host today because Ashley's not. Ashley's on vacation. And so we have a few announcements. Number one, we got so many applications for the visual UI UX designer. Congrats. I think we also found one, Katrina, who's being onboarded to General Magic to do a little bit of work. So we'll see how that develops, and she is slated to maybe even help us directly and take on a lot of our branding. So that'll be super cool. And does anyone else have any announcements that don't fit into working group announcements that we're saying? Cool. I don't see anyone jumping up, and we have so many videos on. So cool. Yeah, Carlos.
No, yeah, I'm just saying that I'm getting a hair transplant tomorrow.
Hey, nice. Well, that's cool. Yeah. Well, but with that, maybe we just jump into the working group announcements, community circle, and Lauren, you can take it for communications.
Great. I will. Yeah. I'll just take it. I'll just take it, and I'll talk to you. Oh no, I'll share my screen. Sorry, bear with me. And then I was trying to make this great tweet, and Twitter's being weird, so now I'm a little bit distracted by that. But comms has been fun this week. We had lots of really exciting things going on. So we have a community project spotlight, which is going live today as soon as I can get this tweet thread out. But it's featuring 5 awesome projects on Giveth. So I'll share it in the Twitter channel, but it's awesome. This is a really great one to share and shill. This is Mitch's article, so I'll also post in the announcements channel. But if you could go over and give it some claps and even just read some of the cool projects that are in Giveth. It's featuring UPF Coin, Positive Blockchain, Cinefy Network, Good Work Foundation, and the Taoist. So take a look at that and give it some claps. We also, Willie brought my attention to, we were shilled in this great podcast the other day. It's Eureka John, and he just basically goes through the DApp and he explains they give us a project with 0 added fees, and it's smaller projects can raise funding, and even though they lie under the radar of UNICEF and Red Cross and things like that. So it's really, really awesome. And it was fun to have somebody else's perspective just walking through the DApp and explaining it. So I definitely recommend checking that out. We're also going to be shilling it on Twitter. I also noticed though in this video that our FAQ needs some updating. So we'll be updating the FAQ with comms this week. Fun and exciting in the next couple of weeks. We've got Gitcoin Grant Round 12 coming up starting December 1st. So we'll be doing some preparations to get ourselves ready for that. And Gardens is planning to launch in early December. So they're going to be doing some partner outreach, and it's just really exciting that we'll be able to support them. Other cool things, the Give Drop video is in progress. I made this GIF out of just one clip from the Give Drop video. I think it's really cool. You see Give tokens falling, and then they all go to the Give Backs page. And so I'm still working with Gray Machine on that, and maybe we'll have something by the end of the week. Well, we already have something. It's just not finished. Also, this is really cool. Rainbow Rolls. I mean, we talked about it, I think, before in the Gov call, but just to let everyone know, Rainbow Rolls raised over 20 ETH for Giveth, which is really, really awesome. So I shared the tweet here and also in the Twitter channel. So this is like a really nice one to share and chill and just like thank them. It's super, super generous, super, super helpful for us. And yeah, and then here I just put some other notable tweets. One is, well, this DeSci who's joining us today for the Community Project Spotlight. That was a notable tweet. I just wanted to share about their NFT drop and a little bit about their Giveth project. So great one to retweet. Also, notably, Griff had joined this cool Twitter space with like over 160 people where he was talking about Giveth and the TEC and public goods focused economies. And it was with like also people from Gitcoin. And that was like something really cool happening in comms this past week. Yeah, that's all I got. So I'll pass it back to Griff.
Nice, thank you. And I guess I'll bring back the share screen. Also, please consider clapping for our Medium post. I put it in the general channel. It just came out today. If we get lots of claps, it might show up on people's radar a little bit more. And also, check out the Twitter channel and Discord. Lauren is posting all these great things, and the more retweets, if we don't retweet, who will? Who will retweet us? Retweet ourselves. Okay, and then with that community support working group, I'll take on for Ashley. The main thing going on this week is working with ViViV on the Discord server to make it more resilient. When the airdrop comes, a bunch of people are going to be trying to get into our Discord. We want to make sure that the flow is smooth, but we keep out the spam bots and find that happy medium. Luckily, we have ViViV on our side. And the other big thing is working with project owners to organize Meet the Makers meetup on AirMeet. So that's going to happen right around launch. So that'll be super cool. But since I'm just covering for Ashley, I don't think I have too much to add. Is there any other community things that are worth mentioning? I think we're good. So with that, I'll pass it to the platform circle. This is mostly for our development teams. And let's see, neither Amin nor maybe Mateo, would you be able to take on the development side?
Yes, of course. I can take it. This week, we're making really great improvements on the new design, mostly done by Ramin. Taking over some issues on that, just handling the join view, for example. The admin bro is almost ready to be done. Carlos has had some issues regarding the segment emails that for some reason some got delayed to be sent. So we have to solve that. We are this close to do it. So the admin bro can be finally live. We are making really important decisions with the design team regarding what's going to be the relation between accounts and wallets. That discussion is also on the forum if you want to take an opinion on that matter. It's really important that everyone has a say in that. It's really important. And we're moving forward in a really nice pace for launch. Monique is going to be in vacation for the next week, so I'm kind of taking the lead for the team in this time. And essentially that. Very soon, I hope that we have something else to show. Ramin, if I missed something, well, Ramin is not here. I don't believe I missed something. The most important for the community is that decision between accounts and wallet is really cool to discuss. So if you have a really tough opinion or something important to say, don't be afraid and do it on the forum. We will really appreciate it. That's it. I'll pass it back to you.
Sorry,
Ramin, go ahead.
Can I add something?
Sure.
As we talked with Marco, we are going to have a sign in and sign out, and I said that maybe we could also get rid of onboard.js because it's a little heavy for us because we have much with sign in sign out process. We have much little interaction with the wallet, so maybe we can use much lighter libraries like React Core. And I talked with Amin, and also Amin confirmed that. I think in the new repo and in our new app, maybe we may not implement onboard.js and we use another library. Thank you. I pass it back to Griff.
Thanks. And I'll sling it over to Lauren for the Give Economy Working Group updates.
Great. Yeah, for Give Economy Working updates, I didn't put everything in for dev because I would have thought Amin was here. But anyway, I'll tell you all about it anyways. So Mohammed started working on the Give Economy this week and has been working on the backend. And then, today and their day, Mohammed and Amin and Cherek, who now I've just decided they're like the Beastie Boys triple trouble in my head. They're like a great team of three who are just like attacking the entire Give economy and basically just filling in all of the numbers that we're missing. So when we have our next test deployment, probably will be ready by the end of today. Then we'll be able to get more testers in and all the numbers will make sense. So it's like when you're harvesting things, you're actually getting like accurate numbers from the Toko distro, or maybe they're being calculated from the back end and they're just figuring out where the best place to calculate everything is. So those guys are heroes. Also, Gardens has almost that, like by the end of the week, this week, I heard from Fabry that they're going to have delegation happening in the Gardens UI. So then it's something we need to consider is like how we're going to communicate delegation and the fact that you can delegate voting power with the Give economy. It's a really nice thing that ENS did and that Gitcoin did, and you have all of these different people coming in and nominating themselves as delegates and talking about like why they would be good representing different people within Giveth. And I think it's a really nice way to basically just bring kind of like more legitimacy, more credibility, and get more support and more eyes on Giveth. So we need dev, we need design, we need comms. So I'm going to talk to Marco a little bit about this some more. Also, we still have 3 days left. There's 3 days left on this vote in the forum for the liquidity mining schedule. So go in there. If you haven't read the forum post, take a look. If you agree, say yes. If you don't agree, say no. Maybe make a comment if you have any questions. Give drop designs are done. I think they're done. I'm pretty sure they're done. And also, based on... No, they're not done. I changed my mind. They're definitely not done.
No, because we have delegations, right? So we need to update them.
Yeah,
right?
I know. Okay. So delegation.
Only because of that. Only because of that. Otherwise, they're done.
Otherwise, they're done.
And we'll see. And we'll see what if delegations gets done by the Gardens in time to add it. You know, it's like it's still always shifting.
Well, they said in the Gardens call on Monday they would be ready this week. And they had something to demo already. They just didn't demo it. I don't know. You're right. Okay, fine. And
they're done. They're done.
They're done. And so also awesome is that Gemini responded really favorably to the potential of getting Give listed on their app after launch. So this whole like, are we going to list the Giving Block projects before launch or not? We can list the Giving Block projects on our DApp, and then we'll have like tons of awesome projects that are like pre-verified on the DApp. So I made an issue about it and talked a little bit with Carlos about it. So we're going to do some coordination to make sure that all of that's up there. And that's all I have for the Give Drop video. I'll pass it back to Griff for the Give Drop. Give economy, sorry.
Thank you. Oops, I was updating a slide. Let's go back over here. So with that, actually we pass Marco for design.
Yeah, thank you, Griff. Updates from the design team. One major update, I think, would be that we're working on a Giveth mobile version. So that's something that Mo is working on. Give economy revisions since last week have all been done. I think everything is wrapped up by now. Lauren could probably give a final pass on that, but I think that's completely completed. Give drop, new stuff coming in, delegations. We'll see about it. We just talked about it. Again, to emphasize what Matteo said previously, one big discussion that we currently have is user account authentication, wallet connections, and all that kind of stuff. I linked the forum post here in the slide, so please go ahead and give your opinion on that, read through it. I think everyone can contribute with their thoughts and ideas because we are like Web3 users. We used such applications before, and it's also from the technical side we're trying to solve the problem, but also from the UX side. And we looked up to other dApps that have similar solutions, although we have some sort of like a unique situation here. So I encourage everybody to check out the forum post, read about it, and give your opinion. No idea is a bad idea, so please go ahead. And also, Mo is working on a special page on Figma specifically for developers. We're kind of preparing all the responsiveness and breakpoints, and give like developers clear instructions on how the website, the dApp will behave on certain sizes. So this will be a page strictly for developers, for them to have all the questions answered, hopefully. And we're just kind of supporting them and supporting the communications between the dev and the design team. That's all from the design updates. On the next slide, I have an sample of the developer's instructions. Did you move to the next slide? Oh yeah, you did. Sorry. So this is kind of how it looks like. That Mo prepared the instructions. On the next slide is a preview of the mobile version. I tried to paste the video there with interactions, but I don't think it's gonna play. No, it's not gonna play. Anyway, that's too bad. Google is formatting. But anyway, these are kind of the previews of the mobile version, and that's basically it. All updates from design done.
Thank you so much, Marco. And I'll take on the governance circle. There's not a lot going on, honestly, in the governance circle because everyone's on vacation. Yeah. That's why not very many people are even talking during this call because Mitch is on vacation for 2 weeks. Ashley's on vacation this week. Amin and Monique are just this should say Monique's only on a short vacation, I think, just like there. And then Lauren and I will be halftime next week. So yay, congratulations. And this is all part of our evil plan to launch Rested. How nice is that? We're actually gonna be bucking against the normal thing where we gotta push to launch, and then oh no, we launched. Oh man, and we lost it. We're out of it. Energy. Oh no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to fall into that trap. Taking vacation, and if you need a vacation, consider it. This is the perfect time. This is the best time. Other things going on. Most of the stuff was already covered. We got a bunch of money from Rainbow Rolls. Thank you, and the money will keep coming in. So that's super cool. We also got $20K from retroactive funding from the Optimism guys. They're so optimistic on our future development and our past development. So it's but we still need someone to actually take that money as income. So if anyone needs $20K worth of legal income, this is a great opportunity for you. Step up and you can have $20K worth of legal income. Wow, what an opportunity. Anyway, also Gemini request form submitted. Thank you so much, Willie, for taking that on. We have hopefully the Giving Blocks projects will be able to take Give token if we get listed on Gemini. Next steps will be at launch. And the big one that still needs a forum post, but I want to ask here, is there any blockers from moving this back an hour? Poor Willie and Hannah are waking up way too early. It would be really nice if we could just pull it back an hour. Is there anyone who could not make it if we move this call back an hour next week? Marco, you could do it. I don't see anyone I don't see any objections, so we're going to try to move this back an hour next week. Yeah, only thumbs up. Yes, it is forward an hour. Thank you. Back in time, forward in numbers. I don't know. Well, either way, instead of being at this time, it'll be half an hour from now next week. So, still works with everyone? Okay, cool. I don't see any objections. So great. And with that, I'll pass it to myself for the DAO working group. The on-chain governance is kind of has been solidified for our launch, which is super cool. We have, of course, the new Giveth Reputation DAO on XDAI, which has 24 members in it and 164 NR Give tokens. So that's cool. We've finished the Q3 distribution. But we also deployed some safes on mainnet so that we can, each safe has its own responsibilities. The mainnet safe will be where we receive donations. It'll also be the admin over the liquidity mining on mainnet, and it'll have governance powers over the token distro and all of the smart contract systems on mainnet. Whereas the smart contract systems on XDAI will be controlled by the new Giveth Reputation DAO. We also have a liquidity safe that was deployed, and that will hold the liquidity mining tokens for future liquidity mining projects. And also we'll have, on XDAI, we'll have the reward board, which will manage the process of distributing rewards to our community for source cred and our praise system. If you want to learn more, there's a multi-sig spreadsheet that's very transparent about who's on each multi-sig and what their duties are. The other one is, if you want to learn more about the new RGive, there's also a forum post and soon to be a blog post, so that'll be cool. And already said and shilled, there's a couple proposals on the forums. The liquidity mining proposal looks like it's going to pass, only yes votes there. And user accounts and wallets advice process. Jump in there. And with that, we have a good 25 minutes to hear about DeSci World. Thank you so much for popping in, JB. Do you want to take it away?
Thanks, Griff. You can call me Josh, by the way. JB is just my Discord name. So yeah, thank you so much for inviting me on. Is everybody here like a part of the Giveth team, or is there community and Giveth team in here as well?
I see. Anson is also kind of community, but the rest of us are all pretty much the Giveth team.
Nice, man. You guys have got a really nice system going on here. And so I just precursed by saying that we are just launched ourselves. We launched on Tuesday. So we're all sort of, we've got some infrastructure in place, but we're kind of learning the best way to deal with the DAO and to deal with people working for us spread around the world. So watching this community call is really great. I love your praise system. It's really very wholesome. So I'll just quickly intro what DeSci World is all about then. So DeSci World is trying to take the concept of DeSci, much like DeFi is decentralized finance, DeSci is decentralized science. And we're trying to take the concept of DeSci and we're trying to basically push it and make it something that everybody wants to be involved in the same way that everybody wants to be involved in DeFi. Because in DeSci, in the movement, there's a couple sort of projects doing some cool things right now. For example, you might know Vita DAO or Klima DAO, maybe Opsciencia DAO, Ants Review. There's a bunch of ones out there that are doing great things, but they tend to be sort of doing them more in a silo, more like a specific need that they're trying to address. Rather than what we're trying to do at DeSci World, the name sort of included, is to just basically create the infrastructure and the culture that allows scientists to be decentralized, to allow scientists to kind of get together, to flourish, and to be better connected. At the moment, we have just launched on Tuesday, so we're not doing a token because we feel, based on what we're trying to do, thank you, Griff, based on what we're trying to do, being beholden to investors might detract away from our freedom to sort of do decentralized science in whichever manner we see fit. So rather than do a token, we just launched an NFT. Similarly to Rainbow Rolls has just launched this sort of NFT with a utility. Ours is a similar thing. It's the collection is called Microbes, and it's PhDs from Imperial College London who are on our team. It's their microscopy imaging that they've manipulated artistically and minted into NFTs. So there's viruses, bacteria, fungi, all microscope imaging that we've kind of made it artsy and put it on NFTs. So that's kind of what we're doing at the moment, is we're sort of letting people know about who we are and what the NFT itself can do for you. And if anyone is sort of interested in DeSci World or the NFT, please shoot me some more questions and also come over to our Discord. I'd like to ask anyone here if you have been involved in DeScience in any sort of manner, just science on the blockchain, science using Web3 tooling.
I was
There
involved.
was
Does,
go ahead.
I was
no,
involved
does,
in oh, sorry.
It's really exciting. We're working on an IPFS backend for a bunch of 3D protein crystallography data right now. Yeah, we're working with the minor lab here at the University of Virginia. No, I can't wait to get more information. This is awesome.
Sure. Are you doing this just as like a one-off for the people that are producing the protein data, or is it a part of a bigger thing?
We're looking at comparing IPFS to ZFS and BGFS, a couple of backend storage systems. So I'd say it's one-off, but we're also working with the Wikidata people because it's kind of a open publishing group that wants to start thinking about how orchestrating the backend connects to the publishing.
Really interesting. So one of we've got like 3 central tenets that we're trying to solve, and there is funding channels, the research funding channels. For me, that's the one I'm most passionate about. There's a lot of backlog, a lot of gatekeeping culture there. The global communications networks, because from all accounts within the PhDs that we have at the team, they say that the global communication networks within the scientific community are basically broken. Like, if you want to speak to people from around the world, it's very slow. It's mostly just through email. And it's not just that, it's like understanding what research is currently being done around the world. Because apparently that gets hidden. People don't want to sort of publish their research until it's been given the go-ahead by the centralized institutions and whatnot. And the final one is data storage and data handling. So, for example, we've also stored all of the metadata for the NFT drop, all of the original microscopy imaging and all this sort of thing. That's all stored via IPFS. And so what was your name? Anson. Anson, you should also check out Opscientia DAO. Opscientia DAO are also doing...
How did you approach metadata for IPFS? How did you do
what, sorry?
How did you handle the schema layer in IPFS? Like,
I'll be honest, we hosted all of it on IPFS through this thing called Pinata Cloud, and then we gave it to our backend dev, and he did it all. But it is... You go.
Sorry. No, I just was wondering how you were handling, like, if you were trying to do discovery, how you were approaching that, because it's a challenge.
Yeah, so we're actually, for example, at the moment, the metadata being held on IPFS, what we're doing for that is literally just providing, it's like an unlockable content thing. So if you have the NFT in your possession and you go to our front end, you can connect your wallet, and if you have an NFT that has the unlockable content, then it just provides a URL to the IPFS storage. However, we are speaking with a project called Radom Network, which you might not have heard of because they're pretty much brand new. And they do discovery for decentralized discovery for IoT, and they have some kind of things in place in their software that would allow us to access the IPFS. I am personally not a builder, so I am not entirely sure on the technicalities of that, but I would be happy to make an intro with either Opscientia DAO, who are doing trying to really do like a knowledge sharing network, kind of like what you were saying, but super decentralized, like really, really decentralized. Or Radom Network, because they do the discoveries. So I can connect you with those if you're interested.
Sure.
Well, this kind of goes back to what we're all about at DeSci World, which is finding people who are doing things in these areas and empowering them, connecting them with other people who they may not know exist. And sort of just, again, for us, the culture is something that we're really trying to build. Because, for example, Opscientia DAO, who I just mentioned, at the moment don't really have much of sort of a community understanding. They just kind of build, and they build fantastically, and all the reports that they're writing are really, really detailed, but kind of inaccessible for your everyday person. So what we're trying to do at DeSci World is kind of get all of this nice, wholesome, fun DeFi spirit and bring it over to science, whilst keeping it a legitimate project, whilst keeping science at the center of everything we're trying to do here. Someone earlier was saying, I'm just interested to see, actually, honestly, what experiences people have had in the D-Science field at this point. So if there's anyone else with any other sort of experiences, that would be interesting. Okay.
I know Hannah was going to say something, and I think Marco was too.
Yeah, I was just going to say that in terms of like the projects you mentioned, I've been involved in Cleveland-DAO a little bit. I haven't like helped out or anything, but just you just mentioned that, so that's like my exposure to it. So, and cool stuff that is going on in the DeSci space.
Yeah, I mean, I was speaking to Willie about ClimaDAO in Lisbon, and it's super interesting, super interesting. That's the sort of thing that is solving a particular problem with a DeFi spin, and that's the sort of thing that we would like to be collaborating with, but we wouldn't ever try and become something similar like that. It's not about financialization for DeSci world. It's more about whatever money we have, we use to feed back into the ecosystem and to the people who support us. For example, the early adopter Microbes NFT, the one that we're selling now, that's going to be basically the value accrual mechanism for people who recognize that we're trying to do something useful here. So as the DAO, DeSci DAO, gains funds and gains content and gains other NFTs and gains all these sort of allocations and pre-seeds, for example, with genomes.io, we have an allocation of their governance token Genome. All these sorts of things that we're going to be deploying, as the value accrues, it goes back to the DAO and then fed back to the holders of this NFT. So it's quite exciting. Willie, how can you see us sort of better working together, collaborating, and kind of getting the word out there a little bit more?
Yeah, well, I'll talk about long-term first because I'm excited about long-term, and then we can maybe see what next steps are. But I was really excited to learn about DeSci Hub. I think what you guys are working on is awesome. And the way I see it at its core is that you guys are really trying to enable researchers to get funded directly, peer-to-peer, from donors who want to donate to research, cutting out the middleman. And I saw a really great overlap with Giveth because obviously we're all about enabling peer-to-peer donations to social good. And research, academic research, is a form of social good, especially when it's not for profit, when it's for things that are good for social good. There's value there, right? So I think we were initially talking about let's have it'd be cool to have all the researchers just directly on Giveth. Now I think where it could fit really well is with the donations to causes and the ability to, even on the research level too, not have to pick necessarily a specific individual researcher that you want to donate to, but just saying, hey, I want to donate to this type of research or this type of research. And then if people do donate to a specific researcher, having their donation get matched and using that to allocate funds. I think that's pretty cool, and I think it goes well with the staking as well, staking behind projects. And I think it'd be cool, and eventually, if not only could you donate to causes or donate at any level, but you could even donate to a specific area of research, you could donate to a specific project, or you could even just donate at the very top level, basically, and just say, you know what, I don't even know which causes I want to support. I just want to donate to making the world a better place, and I want to just trust the crowd to basically allocate these donations. And you can donate $1 and have that $1, go to 1,000 different projects, basically, because it gets split up, but it's going to the best place. So I think there's a great opportunity for DeSci Hub to basically help get all of those researchers onboarded into Web3, and then we can flow some funds to them through Giveth. I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah, here you go.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is the thing. It's the difficult part of whilst trying to build something that is somewhat disruptive, whilst also trying to maintain a sort of legitimate funding channel. Giveth is doing a really fantastic job of trying to solve this issue of peer-to-peer funding of things that are probably outside of the traditional agenda-driven sort of funding channels. And this is something that I see. I'm speaking to a lot of people. There's a company called BEN, which I think is Blockchain Education Network. And I think they've been around for a long time, maybe since 2017 or something. And I had a conversation with them 2 days ago, and they are also, their main thing is how do we get funded? So for us, one thing that we're trying to experiment with, I want to know if Giveth is doing something similar, is you guys are launching a token, right? Obviously that gives you some more financialization, but do you guys sort of employ treasury management techniques with the funding that you receive, or does it all go literally directly to the end user?
So right now, all the donations on Giveth are fully peer-to-peer. You're sending crypto from your wallet directly to the project's wallet. But we have vision for enabling funds that are sitting idly to be allocated to DeFi strategies to generate yield for the DAO, for the treasury. And that's how we can enable 100% of every DAI donated to go directly to top projects while still generating potentially billions of dollars of value to fund the development of these open source public goods. That's not something something it's on our roadmap, and I think fits really well, especially with those donations to causes, because there will be some period of time while the funds are sitting there waiting to be allocated from a cause to a project. And we can pull those together and generate potentially pretty significant revenue.
Treasury management techniques, kind of like with a centralized DAO, is something that has kind of been ignored for the past year, probably because all the yields have just been so crazy and everything's been so new that people have just kind of ignored trying to sort of build up their own treasury using DeFi. But obviously at Harvest, we're really interested in doing that, and it's nice to hear that you guys are interested in doing that. So I'd be interested to see how people can collaborate with just like centralized social good DAOs using their treasuries to boost more money for the DAOs. I can see that kind of being a nice narrative this year.
Totally. Yeah, you want to diversify, right? You don't want to put it all into the quadruple digit yield. Maybe at least like 1% into some other risk.
We're deciding in the community at the moment, like how we would do that. Would we put it up for a vote, or would it, because the treasury management sort of idea would be like, it's quite risky to an extent. So it would be interesting to see how you can sort of square off that risk whilst maintaining like useful yields.
Yeah, so actually at Shapeshift morning, we had a proposal passed for a treasury management and diversification committee. So before that, like, we were doing some treasury management type stuff, but every single thing we did was a whole proposal in and of itself. Now, instead, we realized that we wanted to be able to move quickly because the proposal process takes like up to 2 weeks. We want to be nimble and be able to capitalize on opportunities as they pop up. So Danielle from our community made this proposal, and then she basically invited people from the community to apply. And then the community elected like 5 people who are pretty amazing and have like diverse skills, come from different backgrounds, but they're basically have a budget of 60 million Fox, which is about like $40 million right now, that they can use to basically grow. Their goal is to have little to no price impact on Fox, like sell pressure wise, but basically take that Fox and see what they can do to grow the value of the treasury. Doing things like using Fox as collateral and borrowing stable coins against it and stuff like that.
Should speak to the Rari Capital guys, because that would be a really useful one for.
Yeah, we're talking to them. We got a Fox and Friends pool. That's definitely going to be probably a big part of their strategy, is like using Fox as collateral and taking loans against it.
Cool. So we're hoping to do something similar. So I'd just like to say, because like we have just launched, so we've got lots of things in the pipeline, but nothing that I want to sit and promise out there at the moment, because it's still early days. But I do want to invite you all to join our Discord, especially if you're interested in any way in science or the research community in general, and just contribute your ideas, contribute to the conversation, or just hang around and sort of get an idea about what we're trying to do. If you do also want to support us, then you feel free to take a look at the Microbes NFT drop. That I can put some information in one of the channels somewhere. And that, again, that's like a pre-seed sort of thing. So if you feel like we have a future and you want to support us, then you can go ahead and mint that as a way of support. And again, I just want to thank you all for letting me come here and speak about DeSci World. And if you have any questions, please ask me.
Go mint some Microbes. These could be some pretty hot NFTs one day. If DeSci, the next term like DeFi.
Yeah, look, I mean, obviously it's still early doors, but if we can do what we plan to do, we're expecting to get a lot of traction, and we're talking to some great people. I mean, like, look, we're out here on the 2 days after our launch on Giveth, your Discord, right? This is some good stuff. So yeah, we're pretty excited for the future.
Thank you so much, Josh, for presenting DeSci. Lots of cool things. Yeah, as Willie said, mint some micros. I have 3 coming through, but, with low gas. So we'll see when it actually goes through. And there's also following DeSci on Twitter, joining the Discord. Are there any other ways that people can access DeSci and what's happening?
So the most important 2 are to follow our Twitter and join our Discord. Those are the most important 2. And if you would like to mint an NFT like Griff, then you're an absolute legend, and that would be fantastic also. Just the standard, as Griff says, if we don't retweet, who's going to retweet? So if you see something that you think you resonate with, just go ahead and signal boost that. Because I think for all of us on this sort of early stage of social good on the blockchain, I think it's all just about signal boosting each other as much as possible. When the wave comes in from the bull run, it's all, things will change a bit, but it's largely the rest of the population that likes to get involved in the social good rather than the DeFi crowd. So we'll set ourselves up with a nice foundation, and then as people sort of come into the ecosystem, it's all going to go crazy.
True that. Thank you so much for coming in, and it's always nice to have a few minutes before the back calls. So I'm happy to give everyone their 7 minutes back, and thank you to the Giveth community call, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye,
I have a
everybody.
pretty
Thanks, everybody.
for anyone